only on Christ 17 TV, back upside your head again. I was reminiscing with a friend of mine. We was talking about way back when we was young, the beers that they had then that they don't have now that we used to drink that used to be getting us fucked up. Well, I remember this time trying to think how old was I? Was I 14 or was I 15? I'm trying to think. Not sure, but I was down from the Bronx visiting my grandma for the summertime. And I had got this 40 and a package of cherry Kool-Aid. And the 40 ounce was called Crazy Horse. I don't know if you guys are old enough to remember Crazy Horse, but that beer will get you fucked up to a different level of drunk. Okay? That was something you would have to drink with 3 or 4 friends, so everybody drinking like a 10 ounce. You know what I'm saying? So I remember standing outside a Parker Market, having this older dude grab me the 40. I went in, got the packet of the Kool-Aid for 25 cents. 40s back then, let me see, it was no more than like 125 way back then, and probably like 93. 93, yeah, I'm thinking about 93, yeah. So I got my little blunt. I rolled my little Philly up. I got my little Bammer weed, Sass Stress from Court Block way back then. And I went to my grandma's backyard, rolled my little weed up, and have my 40. I'm thinking I'm a big, cool motherfucker now. I'm probably about 14, about to turn 15. I think I'm just a week or two before, because it's a little bit after the 4th. And I'm thinking, like, yeah, because in New York, my first 40 was Colt 45. And that shit had me faded too. So, anyway, it's about, I want to say about 7 at night. It's barely getting dark. So, take the 40, take a sip of it. Tear open the Kool-Aid pack. Pour the Kool-Aid pack inside the 40. Twist the cap. Shake it up and down. Tap the bottom like some orange juice. So all the stuff, let the 40 sit. So I snuck in the house. Grandma was doing something else. I took the 40. I stashed the 40 in the freezer. I knew that she wasn't going in the freezer no more tonight, because my grandma, after a certain time, she's watching Matlock, or she's reading her book, or she's watching MASH. So I let it chill for like 30 minutes. It got nice and cold. So now it's about 8 o'clock at night. Grandma's going to bed about 9 fucking 30. She about to go in her room. So I go outside. And now I'm sitting on the porch. It's dark now, so I can sit on the porch, and I'm drinking this 40, and it's red. The whole shit it looks like Kool-Aid. So I'm drinking this bitch, and I'm like this, and it's still strong. Even with the Kool-Aid, the Crazy Horse was still fucking strong. This is before IPAs, all that hunter beer. Crazy Horse was the strongest beer out. 40 ounce, and I mean, just the label would have you thinking like, damn, this is some crazy shit. So I'm drinking the shit, hitting the weed, and I'm thinking I'm just a big old grown ass man now. I'm shit, man. I got me a blunt, I got me a 40. I'm like 15 barely, or just a little under. And I remember my grandma came to the front door, and I put the shit on the side of me, and she couldn't really see that well. Her vision was getting bad and bad. She was just seeing if I was still sitting right there on the porch. The weed was out already, so she didn't smell the weed, but she always was like, "Are you smoking a cigarette, because back then I smoked CIs. I smoked Newports. So she could tell right off the bat. I could have smoked a cigarette 2-3 hours back, come in the house, and she said, "You smell like smoke. You been smoking?" I'm like, "Nah, Grandma, it was my friend." Lying like fuck, that was me, but I just didn't know how she could still smell it from hours before, because I was outside, it was windy, or I'd be in a car with the window down. But she had a nose like a fucking canine. So she goes in, she lays down in her room way there in like the back. So now I got probably like a half of 40. So now I'm just there with my little blunt. It's getting smaller, smoking a blunt, taking my time. Now I'm drinking a 40 and I kill this shit. It's like that much, and I turn the bitch up. And I'm a kid you guys not. I finished that blunt, and in like 20 minutes, it was probably a little after 9. She was already inside her room, and my head started spinning. I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? And I remember when I got drunk before on the Kool 45 and laid down, and my head started to spin. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I go inside the crib and I sit on the couch, and it's just like, it's getting worse. It's like, I gotta get my ass up. So I go back outside, heard some air, and I walk. I walk like halfway down the block. I'm just trying to like do anything to try to shake this fucking feeling. So I come back home to my grandma's house, and it's like, fuck it. I gotta piss. I feel like I gotta throw up. So I get to the bathroom, turn on the shower, because I don't want my grandma hear me throw up. So I'm throwing up, and I'm hugging the toilet. I mean, I'm hugging the motherfucker like I missed the motherfucker. That's how bad I'm hugging this bitch. I'm on my knees like this. Yeah, yeah. And I started panicking because I'm throwing it up, and I'm young. I don't know anything. I'm wet all behind the ears to a certain degree about this kind of shit. Not about being in the hood and shit like that. So I'm looking, and it's all red in the toilet. I start panicking, thinking I'm throwing up blood, and I'm about to go tell my grandma. I'm like, nah, don't. You're going to be in more trouble. So I keep throwing up, and I'm thinking I'm throwing up blood, not knowing that, stupid, you mix the 40 with fucking cherry Kool-Aid, you throwing up the red fucking flavor, you're throwing up the coloring. But when I first threw up, I started thinking I'm throwing up blood, was all like, oh shit, am I dying? I started tripping. So it finally hit me like 5 minutes in. I'm like, oh no, that's the fucking Kool-Aid. So long story short, I never told my grandma this. And I was so scared I was throwing up blood off the Crazy Horse with the 25-cent thing of Kool-Aid. Cherry. I'll never forget that shit a day in my life. But Crazy Horse was a strong-ass malt liquor 40 that they don't sell now. You might be able to find it somewhere, but I haven't seen it in New York or California. They still got the St. Ives in the Bronx, but I never seen no Crazy Horse. But that one beer there will turn your whole world upside down if you're not no drinker. I was young though. I was probably maybe just 15 or 14 going on 15. But at that age, drinking a whole 40 to the head was different than me running in there when I was maybe 12, stealing one of my fucking uncle's hot MGD cans, little 12-ounce hot beer. It would have me kind of buzzed too, but not like that shit. Head spinning, it had me feeling fucked up. Like, I'll go like this, and this be like, shh, like a ceiling fan, man. And I had to run to the toilet and hug that motherfucker like I missed it. Throwing up, it's red. I'm thinking I'm fucking throwing up blood. Well, my little young dumbass didn't know you was mixing the cherry Kool-Aid. That's where the color's coming up from the throw up. So after that, I didn't mix no more beer with no more fucking Kool-Aid because that shit had gave me a scare because I forgot I put in the Kool-Aid and thought I was throwing up blood. But Crazy Horse will knock your dick in the motherfucking dirt. So if anybody in the comments has drank Crazy Horse before, leave your experience in the comments. I want to see how many of my subscribers go that far back to remember drinking Crazy Horse 40. That beer was so fucking strong. One day we went in there, they didn't have it. We went 2 more stores. They did not have it. One day it was just off the shelf. And we never seen that shit again. Crazy Horse was a motherfucking a headbanger. And if you want to talk about some beer that'll fuck you up, before motherfuckers had therapists and shit like that that'll get you buzzed, we had fucking Crazy Horse. And to be honest, that shit would make you want to fight or do some crazy shit. That's why they call it Crazy Horse, because Indians can't drink. And that shit would have you drunk like you couldn't drink. And when I'm telling you, that shit had my head spinning, and I had to get outside the crib again for some fresh air. And I'm like, I took a walk back, and I felt like kind of like, ugh. I got in there. Thank God that my grandma didn't see me, because I looked like I was in like some serious fucking shit. I got in there. I got on my hands and knees, and I throw up, and I was praying too. I'm like, please let this shit stop. Please let this shit stop. Finally, it stopped. The spinning shit went away after I threw all that shit up. Drank some water, and I slept so good, but woke up with a headache. I'm like, what? Oh, so this is what they call a fucking hangover. Well, people, that was an old school Crazy Horse 40 ounce 1993. Maybe, no, it was 93, because I was not 16 yet. So that's just a little throwback story that I wanted to throw y'all about the Crazy Horse 40 ounce beer that put your boy out of commission, had me tripping, almost woke up my grandma to tell her I'm throwing up blood when it was really Kool-Aid. That's how young and fucked up the Crazy Horse had me. So with that being said, man, hit that like, hit that subscribe. It won't cost you a dime, and it absolutely costs you nothing to touch that button and like. And like I tell you every time, you live and you learn. And when I was learning, I was growing up, and I learned not to fucking put Kool-Aid in your beer no more, because it would make it taste like Kool-Aid. It was still a little bit strong, but you can down it. And after I fucking down that shit, 30 minutes pass, Crazy Horse whoop my motherfucking ass. And to this day, I wonder what would have happened if I would have woke my fucking grandma up drunk as hell at the age of 14. Maybe going on 15. Maybe just turned. I'm not sure exactly what day it was, if it was July or it was fucking August, but I do know this. I never mixed no motherfucking Kool-Aid with no beer again, but I got another fucking episode where we mix Kool-Aid with something else, and this will be another one soon to come soon. So with that being said, everybody have a blessed night. This was a throwback, a funny one, a young one when I was young and fucking dumb and think I was a real big tough guy and could drink 40s and smoke blunts, and it wasn't going to faze me. I was absolutely fucking wrong. It put your boy dick in the fucking dirt. And yes, my head hurt for like a day or two, and I didn't want to have nothing else to drink for like weeks. That's when I just started barely getting into drinking. But I will tell you this. They took that bitch right off the fucking shelves. And I want to say in 95 or 6, you couldn't find it no more. You couldn't find this shit no more. And I'm glad. Because I probably would have kept drinking that shit. And that shit would have you so drunk, you'd be losing shit and all. It was a bad experience. It would have you fucked up. your dick in the dirt, and that was it. So with that being said, I'm done here. Crazy Horse 40s, back in the day, early 90s, mid 90s. You can't find that beer nowhere now. So everybody, this is Christ 17 TV with a little throwback beer, little story on how that shit knocked me to the left, knocked me to the right, and when I woke up, I didn't feel all right. Catch everybody on the flip side, player. Christ 17 TV. Like, subscribe, and share, because you know sharing is caring.